when you talk to retailers that are in different markets, do they have to sell differently? Like, and how do they talk to their customers about outdoor TV?
Yeah, there's a lot more education that needs to be done out there, and that's kind of something that us as well as some of our competitors are getting better at. Just the education side of it, that there is a product that is designed for the outdoor application.
Welcome into the Independent Thinking Podcast. This is your host, Rob Stott. We are diving into another episode of our podcast from Primetime out in Las Vegas this past August. And today we're talking with Aaron Mellow of the Furrion team. So we are looking closer at the world of outdoor entertainment and audio video specifically, and the Furrion brand. I was with us out there in Vegas, showed off a cool series of new product. They're known for their screens and outdoor televisions, but part of a family of companies that they're able to leverage some of the technology from across the portfolio into what they're doing with Furrion, and we saw that in the form of awnings and which provide some shading to their screens, and we've got some audio product as well, some outdoor audio product that really help to kind of create this whole package of outdoor entertainment that Furrion's able to present on behalf of our members that they can sell to their customers. And it's a unique space, one that maybe isn't top of mind for retailers and specifically consumer electronics retailers. But as we've learned over the last couple of years, as consumers look to extend their entertainment beyond the walls of their home, it's one that is ripe for innovation and plenty of opportunity to add some padding to your bottom line as a retailer. It's an exciting space. I mean, there's just a unique opportunity to tell a different story and add an element to your business and what you offer to the customer to give them another reason to come in and explore this, come in to explore the outdoors, if you will. But a cool brand that has a really cool, like I said, series of products, and they were all with us out there in Las Vegas for Primetime. So appreciate Aaron taking the time to sit down with us, but let's dive into it. So this is Aaron Mellow of Furrion here on the Independent Thinking Podcast. All right, we are back on the Independent Thinking Podcast, and I always love jumping back into the world of consumer electronics and displays, and doing it right now with Mr. Aaron Mellow, National Sales Manager for Furrion. Appreciate you jumping on here.
Absolutely.
We're here at Primetime and getting away from this floor. I know it can be difficult at times.
Take a break for a minute. Yeah.
Amen. Don't tell your team that when you get back there. You needed a break. What's going on? How are you?
Yeah, can't complain. We're super busy over here at Furrion. Obviously, It's kind of peak season for us right now,
right.
During the summer months, but we're rolling out some new products right now as well, too, which is super exciting. Everybody likes to talk about new products.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll dive into those in a bit. Before we do, how's business? How are things going right now?
So business for us is doing very well. I know the category for outdoor audio videos, a little bit challenged in places, but for us, we continue to take share.
Right.
We're pretty happy with the performance so far and adding new dealers on a regular basis.
To that point, on different markets, like do you find, just looking at the U.S., thinking about coast to coast, is there like different pockets that perform better with outdoor TV as opposed to other? Like I feel like summer months everywhere could benefit from an outdoor TV. Does it like do well in the South and whatnot as opposed to the Northeast?
It's kind of funny that you bring that up. So when we first started down this venture, we figured, okay, well, the season's probably Memorial Day to Labor Day, and then the light switches and everything's turned off, which isn't really the case. Because if you kind of take a look at the U.S. and as we're starting to get into some of the fall months, we'll see the business start to taper off more north. But at that same time, it's getting cooler down south, and people are coming back outside. So if you're in Las Vegas, Nevada, you're probably not sitting out in your backyard with 104-degree temperatures watching your outdoor TV, right?
Yeah,
but
fair.
Come October, November, when it's beautiful out, that's when people are coming out.
Interesting.
So it is truly a year-round business for us now.
No, I love it. Is there, when you talk to retailers that are in different markets, do they have to sell differently at all? Like, and how do they talk to their customers about outdoor TV?
I think it kind of just boils down to the environment that they're in. So you would think, okay, well, outdoor TV, summer months, so the best places to, get an outdoor TV is probably like California, Arizona, Texas, Florida, the smile. But actually the number one market for outdoor TVs is the Northeast.
Interesting.
So New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut is the highest population density.
We got to get PA on that list.
So
maybe I'll help with that. We'll see.
I know a guy.
So. No, that's incredible. So talk about what's new. What's happening at the show, and what are you showing off and excited about?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of going into some of the different channels that we talk about. When we started this business, it was the traditional consumer, retail, e-tail. Yeah. And as we've kind of evolved the product line, starting last year and a half ago, we started to tap more into that custom install integrator space. Learned a lot from that and figured we needed to come out with a product line that would make sense for some of those guys that are doing bids and jobs like that are more in the commercial side of the space.
Right.
So we're introducing and showing for probably only the second time is our brand new Pro Series.
Okay.
So the Pro Series is a true commercial grade panel.
Wow.
Can use for high-end residential applications as well, but the claim to fame on these series of TVs is the fact that they can be installed with direct sun shining on the screen all day long. Residential, panel TVs, from myself and from our competitors as well, you don't want to have direct sun shining on the screen. You'll get black spotting and whatnot, so these new TVs are designed to handle that.
Shit. I can imagine, outdoor bars, patios, that type of thing. Is that what you're thinking, commercial side?
Yep, you're spot on. So bars, restaurants, hotels, again, high-end residential. We know folks out on, like Long Island and South Florida that's what they need, is a direct sun panel.
Makes you wonder, was commercial, like, I imagine product planning, you guys think ahead and this thing eventually comes into the plan at some point. Crazy to think that, is it something that, like, why weren't we there? Why wasn't outdoor TV part of it? Because I feel like restaurants and bars you go to, it's like normal TVs that they just have out on the patio and stuff.
It's pretty funny. They'll just take a regular
indoor
TV and stick them out there. Yeah, and depending
Yeah.
on the environment where they're at, sometimes they'll hold up for a period of time. But I mean, I remember our first year doing outdoor TVs. We had a bar restaurant owner down in the Florida Keys.
Yeah.
And he was complaining he was changing out TVs every 6 months because that salty sea air just whips through and just destroys them. So we set him up with some of our TVs for his place, and we haven't heard from him since. So it's like
for better or for worse.
Right, exactly. So there's a lot more education that needs to be done out there, and that's kind of something that us as well as some of our competitors are getting better at. Just the education side of it, that there is a product that is designed for the outdoor application.
I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to ask about it. Do you feel like consumers in the industry are getting more educated, or to your point, I guess obviously you can always use more, right?
Exactly. Yeah, there's always more to be done in that space, but I think just that awareness campaign and getting products placed at more retailers and different types of retailers just kind of helps with that exposure.
Is it awareness, or is it like understanding of the product, or both?
I think it's a little bit of both. Because I could look down my street, and when we first started this product category, probably 30 out of my 32 neighbors had no idea there was a TV design that can be used for the outdoors.
Yeah.
But again, with that education, awareness, they're seeing it more online as well as in stores. They're like, oh, I didn't even know this existed.
Just got to start hosting more like pool parties or house parties or something, right?
Right.
I think that's all. That's what I'm hearing out of this. That's education, right? You got to see it in action.
Absolutely correct.
Like once it's that light bulb moment. The consumer in some sort of, whether it could be I imagine too, once it gets into more commercial applications, they start seeing them at bars and like, oh wow, the display is really great, not what I'm used to seeing out of a display like this, and maybe they ask the bar owner, or someone there, and then all of a sudden it just naturally spreads, right?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're just starting out right now on that journey.
Yeah.
And we see it a lot because you've been to bars and restaurants and outdoor places,
right,
and they've got TVs that are lined up there. You can't see them.
Yeah.
They're not bright enough. There's too much glare on them. So the right product,
I'm thinking,
the right application.
Maybe I should copyright that, or I don't know, get some royalties out of you guys. Also, too, thinking like sports arenas, like you think of the displays as I've just recently had a Phillies game, and they got all the displays where all the games when you're like in line at the concession stands and things are going on. I mean, these are open stadiums, and they still, no matter what time of day, they're getting some sort of light thrown at them. All kinds of things for you guys, like areas and ways that commercially they could be applied.
Yep, and that's we're growing that business into that CI channel where those installers and integrators know those spaces. They've got those customers, so we are starting to see all of that unfold.
So the awareness is one thing. On the other side, where do you think we are education-wise as far as understanding the product?
I think we're getting better. We still have dealers walking through the show here that maybe haven't been exposed to it, haven't looked at it as a product category, and we just start talking them through it and showing the product, let them touch and feel it, and to your point, they have that aha moment, like, oh wow, this is really robust. This is going to handle the elements.
Those that aren't here that can't see and touch it and see the differences, what would you, or how would you explain the difference between one of your displays and a regular television that you'd have in your living room.
Yeah, I mean, even just looking at the pictures on our website, you can kind of see how much more robust it is. But you think in terms of an indoor TV, and like everybody's got in their living room or their den, look at the back of it, right? All your connections are exposed, right? That's not great for an outdoor environment. And they all have vent slots to radiate the heat that's generated from the panel away. Well, that's more openings for moisture, bugs, dirt, dust, debris, just to climb right in. All of our TVs are completely sealed. They've all got a weather resistance rating on them, so you can sit there and hit them with a garden hose, rainstorm, leave them out in snow, it doesn't matter. That's what they're built for.
Oh, and innovation in this space too, is it as much, I don't want to relate it to like an iPhone and things you're seeing in the smartphone world where they're becoming more waterproof and displays are getting better, like the images are getting better, but is that for the outdoor space? Is that the outdoor display space? Is that the way innovation happens? Is it's as much as it's getting a better looking display, it's also improving that IP rating. It goes by IP ratings and stuff like that, right? So it's making sure that with every iteration it goes up those numbers.
Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. So like the new Pro Series TVs that we're just rolling out now, they actually have an IP66 rating.
Okay.
Wow. So extremely robust, extremely durable.
Yeah.
So that will continue to evolve as well too. And just the TV technologies, as the big guys come out with their different platforms and feature sets, that will trickle down into the outdoor TV space as well too. It's just kind of trying to match it all up with how much do you want to put into the TV and what price point does that put you at,
Right.
So you still want it to be palatable because they are overbuilt, so they do cost more money.
So what, for the retailers and dealers that are out there with this product in their store right now, what's working for them? Where are they seeing the most success with your brand, and what's driving business for them?
Yeah, I think it's actually just explaining that to the customer. Quick story, going back to when we were all locked down in COVID, right? And here we are trying to sell outdoor TVs when retailers are closed from a brand that nobody's ever heard of, and again, in a category that most customers don't know exists.
Right.
So obviously we got our traction, got our start, and then doors started opening.
Yep.
And then we started getting product on the retail sales floor, and I'll call out one dealer, not by name, and he actually set up 3 different outdoor TVs, ours placed right in the middle, all on an end cap, looked beautiful.
Yeah.
His team couldn't sell it. And we tried to scratch our heads and figure out, well, why are they not selling them? Well, if you look at it and just kind of walk around the TV department, they're all just black rectangles, right?
Right.
So it looks the same as any other TV, but why is this one so much more money?
Right.
So it came down to, okay, well, let's help qualify the customer better, right? Sales 101. But we wanted to kind of flip the script. So customer walked into the TV department, basic question would be, what size TV are you looking for?
Right.
That type of thing. What brand are you looking for? We challenge them to say, okay, when a customer walks into the TV department, first question you can ask them is this TV going indoors or outdoors? You've done 2 things, right? You've identified that outdoor TV customer, and you could lead them to the right product.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you just educated the rest of the customers.
Wait a minute,
there's such a thing as an outdoor TV? So it's exactly. That's what it boils down to, just to kind of crack that seal to see what people are looking for.
Well, that begs the question too, that in-store experience. Is there ways, or are you educating retailers on how to showcase this product in, like, ideally you're able to put these TVs outside and show the difference between an outdoor TV and an indoor TV, but for those that might not be a possibility, are there ways for them to showcase that in their store?
A couple different ways. So going back to your point, not every dealer or retailer is going to be wheeling the TV out and wheeling it back in. There are some that do that.
Yeah.
And we love it. We also have retail solutions as well that we can provide. So a fixture to go on the floor that has the TV, outdoor televisions, big signage to the call to action, and then kind of the explanation of the product and the features down below. So that's another solution that we've got. There's also magnetic signage that we can provide that will stick directly to the sides of our TVs that will call out kind of those same features for dealers that don't have enough floor space to put our 4-foot fixture out there. But just to kind of have that signage and that messaging so it doesn't look just like another black rectangle on the sales floor.
No, that's awesome. It's a true differentiator, and it all comes down to everything. No matter who we talk to, the storytelling, right, and being able to have the right story, and you have the words to tell the story, but also the visuals. It's as much seeing and interacting with the product and other product around it, or the signage that you're able to attach to it. If you're able to tell that story properly, it does more than just help sell the product. It can, to your point earlier, educate the customer, educate anyone, a passerby during a conversation. So no, it's awesome to see that.
Just reminded me as well too, we also do video content as well.
Okay.
So commercials, infomercials, whatever. So we're always updating that with the the latest products that we've got. Just got a new version last week, so we put those on thumb drives, send them out to the dealers. They pop it in the back of the TV, and there you've got your commercials selling the product for you.
12 minutes. You think that's enough of a rest?
Well, one other category I
go
want
for
to touch on. So another thing that we're showing here for the first time I've actually seen it in person. We're actually launching Furrion residential awnings for your house.
Oh, okay.
So some differentiators for ours. Some cool features that we've got. Ours are actually solar powered.
Okay.
So you don't need,
that's awesome.
you don't need an electrician to come out, a couple $100 and try to figure all that out. Dealer can sell the install on it. 2 guys, 2 hours, you can have this hanging in somebody's backyard.
It's incredible. Are they intended like full awnings, or are these as like an accessory to the display? Get a little more info there.
So full awning for your backyard. So you bought a new place or have a place, you're just looking for some shades. So we've got sizes starting at 12 feet by 10 up to 20 feet by 12.
How's Furrion get into awnings?
That's a great question. So actually our parent company, Lippert, is actually the world's largest supplier of awnings to the RV industry.
Okay.
So we've already got the knowledge and expertise.
Yeah.
We just needed to bring it across to the residential side and add it onto our category. So
potential for more crossover? Is that, well, without sharing, I don't want to like have a CIA incident here and have to be like, you told me too much and now you got to go take me out back and no more podcasts.
We're pretty good at keeping some secrets when we have to. But that's kind of the whole thing.
Yeah,
right?
that's pretty cool.
For us, it's kind of, we started with TVs and then we started to expand beyond that, what we say, stepping away from the wall.
Yeah.
Because we've always had the TV on the wall, so now we've got into audio, we've got landscape audio. Now we're into the awning space and we're looking at other categories for years to come so we can help fill out the rest of the backyard.
Well, that just more reason to follow the story and continue to keep an eye on this brand and what's going on. But no, we appreciate it, and we got you an extra 2 minutes of time off of your feet. I appreciate that, man. Mr. Mellow, this was a great time. Appreciate you, like I said, hopping over and sharing more about the brand, and look forward to catching up down the line.
Always great chatting with you. Thanks.
You bet.
See ya.
Awesome, and thanks again to Aaron for stepping away from that booth and coming over and chatting with us for the podcast. Need to, like I said, dive into the outdoor entertainment space and learn more about kind of how they approach it and ways they're helping our members be successful in this outdoor audio, video, and entertainment category. So appreciate him taking that time, and as always, appreciate you listening to the Independent Thinking Podcast, and we'll catch you next time.